It is my great pleasure to share with you the graduates of our Center for Christian Studies program, Diploma in Diaconal Ministries for 2019. I'm going to talk about them for a little bit, and then they'll get to come up. Tammy Bleue from Oakbank, Manitoba, and Prairie to Pine region, and St. Mary's Road United Church. Keith Hall from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and Living Skies region. Marion Martin from Milk River, Alberta, and Chinook Winds region, and Lynn McGrath from Port Moody, British Columbia, and Pacific Mountain region. Within this group of integration year students, there was both resonance and variety. They all came from the western half of Canada, but each from a different province and spanning 3 time zones. Some who had moved far in their lives, and others who had stayed close to home. Some rural, some urban. Some who had many years of ministry experience, and others fresh into paid accountable ministry. Some United Church from birth, others with Catholic or Mennonite or no affiliation growing up. They each came with their own passions and quirks and joys, each committed to learning from and sharing with each other. Some of you who attended the graduation banquet last night will have heard me talk a little bit about their individual journeys. But today I wish to speak to you about these 4 students as a graduating class together. These 4 students were a fantastic learning community. Lest you think that means all hugs and chocolate and kumbaya, let me share some of the stories of this year. It's okay, I won't be that revealing. In the fall learning circle, they challenge each other with student-led sessions, big questions about theology and how to lead sustainable ministry lives. They struggled together to read and synthesize a number of historic texts, to consider how theologians of different times and spaces could inform their ministry now, to consider how to name and articulate their personal theologies, standing both within the United Church tradition and taking on their collective responsibility to shape it into the future, and of course, to strengthen ecumenical dialogue. They considered what it meant to be an intercultural church, the implications for their leadership and ministry, their solidarity, and acknowledging the brokenness that is both historic and present. They struggled together to consider how to integrate the transformative experiences of their global perspective experiences into the present context of their lives and ministries. They explored how to make meaningful change, how to shepherd change in others, and how to live with the discrepancies when change does not seem to come so quickly. Above and beyond the program requirements, they made intentional commitments to check in with each other throughout the year, keeping track of each other's learnings, maintaining an open message conversation chat, which I was not a part of, but I hear was quite something. Facebook connections, scheduling time to meet over video technology just as students together. They developed a process for learning with each other. What were my expectations and theirs? What were their passions and strengths? How did they receive feedback most effectively? They sustained each other with prayer, with laughter, with chocolate, with questions, with thoughtfulness, and with blessed grace. Over the course of 2 learning circles in Winnipeg and 6 online circles by Zoom, they knit together an intentional learning community that they intend to continue to take into ongoing connections. No doubt, these thoughtful and dedicated 4 will be able to do so. They functioned independently as well, developing learning plans and writing assignments, sometimes a couple times. Their credos of exploring their own personal faith statements, their diaconal profiles of digging deeply, richly into diaconal history, present and past, their diaconal convictions, those convictions that will carry them in their ministry and identities forward into their futures. Keith, Tammy, Lynn, and Marion are some of the last students to primarily experience the previous iterations of the CCS program of pastoral care, social justice, and education and liturgy theme years. So too, to have experienced significant changes among CCS staff. They are also the first students to graduate into the new regions of the United Church and the National Candidacy Pathways process. As such, they have unique insights into the process of living through change. What a vital ministry skill in these times of our denominations. We give thanks for their articulation of their experience, their observations, their analysis, and their creative ideas moving forward. This is the essence of the spiral model of theological reflection that they have been soaked and lived in and breathed over the last years as students at CCS. Now, we observe and trust that they have integrated these skills and knowledge into their very being and will be able to call on them wherever their futures lead. Tammy, Keith, Marion, and Lynn, today as ever, we give thanks for you. May your next journeys be both exciting adventures and gentle footpaths. May the Spirit continue to whisper in your ear and lead from your hearts. May you know your home here and breathe of God's world before you. Go in peace. Blessed be. I invite the students to come up and join me. Tammy Bleue. Marion Martin. Lynn McGrath. Let us join in celebration and song together.